beautiful people. Thank you for coming to celebrate the life of Herb and stepdad. So, word of warning, I may fumble over my words and forget what I was going to say. There's just some chance I might actually get through this okay, but really two things that I want to reflect on in the coming moments. And number one is just that Herb was a mighty leader with a gentle spirit. And number two is that he is a legendary grandpa to my two boys, Mike and Adam. His legacy is going to live on. Then I also have just some kind of random stories. I wasn't sure how they fit in, but I trust that you will archive them into stories of how amazing Herb really is. In 1990, I discovered this church, and I walked in here as a scrappy little skate punk. And you know what? It never mattered. It never mattered once. This community always treated me as if I was a part of the family. It was here where I began my journey following Jesus. And right back here, I was baptized. In these seats over here, I sang songs of praise and worship alongside some of my best friends. I would play the drums in this building when there was nobody here for hours. And I discovered that if you play punk rock music on the stage, that the walls will not cave in. But there's one more thing that I will always remember about this place, and that is that I walked my mom down this aisle to marry her. Of all the people, my mom asked me to walk her down this aisle. And I did it proudly. I did it with great honor. Because Herb was a guy who swiftly won my trust and respect. In '95, I left Reading to go to college, and it wasn't long after I got word from Mom that she met someone really special. She was really excited. And, hey, we're going to take a trip down so he can meet you. And that caught my attention because usually it's the other way around, where the kids take their love interest home to meet the parents. But here they were coming down to meet me, so they were meeting me. Just a few days after I got that phone call, I got a letter in the mail from Herb Tolbert. And I still have that letter today. I really wish that I could have brought it to share with you, but essentially what it said was, well, he expressed his love for Jesus, he expressed his love for my mom, and he told me how excited he was to get to know me. Who does this? He's never met me before. But clearly he was all in from the beginning. And so over the years, when we would visit, whether it was in Northern California or Southern California, we always found ourselves in nature. And so it always seemed like every trip had one thing per day that we had to do in nature. Taking a walk to the lagoon, maybe hiking to some old abandoned mine. And what I loved about it was that my boys, inevitably, one of them would say, they'd find something, and they'd pick it up and say, "Grandpa, look at this!" It would be a piece of metal, a leaf, a seed, a stick, rock. And as the seasoned outdoorsman, he always knew exactly what it was, where it came from, how it was made. He entered right into their world of discovery. Always. He was always in their world of discovery. Whenever we went on those walks, I always liked to take a picture. The three of them, my two boys, Mike and Adam, and Herb, walking on the trail. Recently, I shared a photo one of my favorites of the three of them walking on the trail. And in one hand, Herb has his beloved walking stick that he always had with him. And in the other hand, he's holding the small hand of one of my sons. And to me, it's an iconic memory that will always last for me. I shared that photo recently, and one of my personal mentors, stay-at-home dad of triplets, a guy who's one of my personal heroes, he had this to share with me. He said, "Leon, there's something so awesome about having a little hand bound by a big hand. It's a lofty responsibility. It means you protect, you lead, you correct, you teach. You were all in." It's obvious that he was all in. Walking down that path, I'm not sure who felt luckier, Herb or your babies. Saturday, Herb became another righteous link in the divine chain that points squarely to God. A few generations from now, Evan's child will be walking his grandson down a similar path, holding a similar hand, in a similar way. At that moment, Jesus will lean over and whisper something into Herb's ear. "Well done, my good and faithful servant." So you see, I think that Herb being a legendary grandpa really had little to do with him being a grandpa at all. I think it was just who he was. He was a mighty leader with a gentle spirit. And I think that's what makes him a legendary son, brother, boss, friend, and stepdad. So may we all be people who are all in. May we find our way to that divine chain that links others to God.